This is the plaintiff, Carlos Hernandez. He says he scrimped and saved so he could buy an RV to live in, and he purchased one from the defendant. The thing the defendant sold him, though, was a piece of junk. It died on the highway the very first day he had it, and he was royally ripped off. He's here in the name of justice, suing for the return of his very hard-to-come-by $2,350. This is the defendant, Thomas Shirer. He says he sold the defendant a 1988 Pace Arrow RV with a kitchen, living room, bathroom, and bedroom for a bargain price. He told the plaintiff it was a non-operational vehicle which wasn't allowed on the road, but the plaintiff told him it would be fine. Well, he's sorry, but all the trouble the plaintiff finds himself in now is his fault, and he owes nothing. He is accused of selling an un-recreational vehicle. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,993 for towing and storage fees.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff bought an RV from the defendant that was a piece of crap, and he wants his money back. But the defendant says it was an 88 Pace Arrow, and the guy knew what he was getting. It's the case of get your motor running. Oh, right.
Thank you, Douglas. Carlos Hernandez, you are suing Thomas Shirer.
Yes.
And Linda Hornaday, you have power of attorney for Linda?
Yes.
For $2,350 that you say you are out as a result of an RV that they sold you. You have a counterclaim against them for $2,993 in fees that you say it's going to cost you because he never registered it in his name and it got towed and stored. All right. Let's start from the beginning. Mr. Hernandez, what happened?
So I was looking up on Craigslist for vehicles for motorhomes, and I came across this one, and so
Why were you looking for motorhomes? You seem very young. How old are you?
28.
Okay, you look a lot younger.
And I was in the process of moving out on my own, and so I wanted to start small.
Okay, starting small is getting an apartment, not owning a motorhome, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to move it to a lot, and then just have a space where it's rented out.
So you see an ad and you like it and you buy it. Do you have the paperwork from the sale of the RV?
He only gave me a bill of sale.
Okay.
He said on the ad that he had the pink slip and registration.
You sold him the RV for how much?
$2,000.
And what he says that it broke down on the way when he left.
When he left, I followed him. We put $10 worth of gas in it.
$10? That's going to take you a block.
It took him 3 miles and he ran out of gas. I went there. It was the next night. We moved the motorhome over by his mother's
How did you get it there?
I believe I pushed it with my Land Cruiser.
Seriously?
Yes.
You pushed it?
I paid for a tow.
And according to you, you towed it?
Yeah.
May I see the tow receipt?
Yes, it's right here.
So you tow it where?
I towed it over onto Vermont and down the street from my mother's house just to get it close by and off the freeway.
Yeah, but you just dumped it on the road? You just left it there?
No, I parked it there so I could call a friend.
There.
Well, it was on a non-residential area. It was on a main street over by a bridge.
You parked it in the main street of a business area.
On the street, it had a sign saying that vehicles over 5 tons only not allowed to park there. So I assumed that the motorhome was not over 5 tons.
How do you know what it weighs?
Educated guess. I figured it about 3.
No, it's an uneducated guess. But aside from that, why would you be allowed to park your motorhome in the middle of the street? You didn't think any of the business people were going to complain? You're covering their signs, you're blocking their way, their customers can't. You didn't think that there might be a problem with that? Apparently there was a problem. How long were you there?
I was there for 3 days.
What was your plan about where you were going to hide a motorhome until you got your act together?
No,
where were you going to put it where bad things wouldn't happen like what ends up happening? Because what ends up happening, my friend, the police come and they knock on your door and they say, what are you doing? Right?
Yes. You're right.
Yeah, tell me about it. What did the police say?
So they say, they asked me if I had identification or title or anything, and I wasn't able to show any.
Why not?
Any proof. I didn't have my wallet was recently stolen along with my social security card. I didn't have title. I had all this paperwork that he had given me, but it's mostly just like maintenance records.
Well, you bought it on the 17th or 18th, and the day that the police arrest you, what did they arrest you for anyway?
Suspicion of a stolen vehicle.
Because it looked like you had stolen it?
Because there was.
But they didn't. How long were you in jail?
3 days.
And then what happened?
And then they had released me.
Did they throw out the case?
Yes.
When did they throw out the case?
I guess they were able to
reach him.
Reach him.
And he says, no, I sold it to the kid.
Yeah. That was about a few days after I got arrested.
I can't believe what bad things happen to you.
I know.
But you got to get your act together.
That's what I was trying to do.
I know, but you're putting the cart before the horse, So now the car gets towed. And do you not get along with your mom and your stepdad?
Stepdad.
You don't get along with the stepdad. And you don't have a close enough relationship, or your mom's not the kind of person who would just help you behind his back?
Correct.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not your fault.
No. Do you have siblings?
Yes.
Are they around?
Yes. I see them occasionally, a couple weeks.
You couldn't call them for help?
They're 8 and 10 years old.
But maybe they've saved up a little and they're taking some responsible steps.
They do give me moral support.
They have moral support. That's right. Jeez. So now, when you get out of custody, do you call him?
Yes, I called him, and I told him my situation, and I let him know that the vehicle is impounded and I need to retrieve my belongings or the pink slip so that I can get it transferred in my name still.
Right. What did he say about the title?
Things like, oh, I forgot it. Oh, you should have reminded me last time. Oh, okay, we'll do that. What about this?
He buys this from you guys for $2,000.
Yes.
When do you hear that the thing got impounded?
Oh, gosh, it was like the 26th, 27th of the month.
And it's still in your name, yours and Linda's name.
Yes, we were concerned. Yes.
Well, of course you should be concerned. Well, what was your plan?
To help Carlos get the motorhome out of tow. He was going to come over and work and paint our house, and we were going to get the car out of tow. He had to come to us, and we would take him down to the DMV. He had all the paperwork. He had everything. The only thing that I had was the certificate of non-operation.
What's that mean?
It means you cannot operate the vehicle on the road while you have a certificate of non-op.
So the only kind of registration it had is to be physically at a locale to be lived in. But how are you going to get it there? You have to drive it to get it there.
Well, one of the guys who worked for me at my house, because he had a setup, a sewage, water, electricity, everything, arranged with Carlos to go ahead and have me have AAA move the motorhome over there.
So what happens then? It goes into tow.
I said, hey, I've already contacted the towing company. They want to go ahead and charge us $1,400 to go ahead and get it out. But we can't get out unless we have the right and correct paperwork from the DMV. So I go to the DMV, and the man at the DMV, after waiting for 5 hours, he tells me, you have to pay $2,900 in back fees. And I go, why? He goes, because you removed it from the premises instead of filing the non-op. You have to pay all back registration. And so I just got off the phone before I came in with Wendy, who he's spoken to, and Wendy told me...
Who's Wendy?
She's the owner of the tow yard, who I made a deal with to take it out for $600.
$600?
Yeah, since
when
he
was
knew
that?
I didn't. This was after I got out of jail.
Yeah, that deal's probably not on the table still because that's been many months ago.
No, it's actually been auctioned off already.
They've auctioned it off? Did you know they auctioned it off?
Yes, they auctioned it off on the 23rd.
So it's gone?
No. The people, as of today, the people have not come picked it up. 30 minutes ago, Wendy said, I tell you what.
30 minutes ago before this trial?
Yes.
Oh, hot off the presses.
She said, if you come here Friday with $800, we'll give it to you. You won't have to pay any storage fees at all. And that's the negotiated price.
But what about all this other stuff that you were talking about when you said that I can't pick it up from Wendy unless I pay $3,000 and this all of it? What's that about?
That's still going to have to happen.
No, it's not going to have to happen. You just told me that if you come up on Friday with it, you know what? Court's in recess. Honest to God, you people can't get out of your own way.
So would you buy a 1988 motorhome for $2,000? What do you say?
No, I wouldn't buy it. I would just stay clear of it.
Why?
You're just asking for trouble. It's near 30 years old.
But it's only $2,000 and it gets you around, right?
Yes, it gets you around, but you're going to be asking for a lot of trouble.
Would you buy it?
Nope.
Would you buy it for $1,000?
No.
Okay. Anybody buy this piece of crap? Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you have reason to believe it was properly maintained.
You got no reason to believe that. Going inside the courtroom.
All right, so now where are we? We have an RV that has now spent 62 days at the tow yard. We call the tow company, and I just had a nice chat with Wendy. This stuff about you having to come up with $2,993 in order to get it out of is malarkey, because they don't care. They've already taken the title. You know who owns it now? They own it right now, because they've already gone through all the paperwork and for the lien and everything else, so now they own it. So when I asked them, okay, what is it you people want? She says, we want $800. That's what they sold it for at auction, but then those people didn't come pick it up. You see, before they went through all the paperwork to get to the stage, Linda owned it. It wasn't even you, it was Linda. And Linda would have had to come down and do everything. But now, whoever shows up on Friday can do something. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stay my judgment. Your lawsuit against him is $0. But because I feel sorry for you, and because he feels sorry for you, I'm gonna hold this until Friday. If by close of business Friday, you're able to somehow come up with $800 to pay those people, you can buy it back from those people. If he does not come up with the $800 by Friday to take it out of there so that you don't have title problems because you technically had sold it to him, yes. I am telling you that my ruling includes the following, that I will find it that he has abandoned all title and rights to it, and anybody can go pick it up. In fact, anybody in the audience, if you come up with the $800, can end up go picking it up.
That's right.
So that's my verdict, okay?
Thank you. All right, both sides, hold on, please.
Well, that was quite a case. Mr. Hernandez, the plaintiff, has just come out of the courtroom. You're worried about getting what's inside the van. What's in there that you want back?
Just a personal property.
I mean, like what? What's so important?
Electronics, my wallet. I believe my passport's in there.
I thought you said your wallet was stolen.
I had got another one afterwards, but it doesn't have an ID.
Do you have a wallet now?
No, I don't.
You're still out of wallet. This has been a bad experience for you. You should have never gotten this thing, you know?
Yeah, just the thing is that it's not just the gas; it's damaged.
Well, you bought it as is. That's your problem. Doesn't matter if it's damaged. You bought it that way.
But that wasn't announced to me in the beginning.
No, you signed it as is. She explained that to you. You should understand that.
For knowledge that it was damaged.
You know, we can't go into that. Can't do the whole thing again. Are you going to get the money to get the vehicle?
We'll
Think
see.
yes or no?
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Thank you very much. You have to sign some documents. Now here comes the defendant in the case, Mr. Shire. Suppose he doesn't get the money. You going to get it, or are you just going to give up on it?
Absolutely, I'm going to go get it.
You are. What will you do with it if you get it?
Sell it again.
Okay.
If he paints my house, I'll give it to him.
If he paints, well, go call him, get him real quick. Maybe he'll paint the house. Give him the $800. He can buy the vehicle, and all's well. And he'll get his wallet back. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
Good. Harvey, this is something else. What do you think?
Okay, quick update, Doug. The plaintiff brought the $800 back to the storage facility and got the RV back.